Hi guys, welcome to Simproved, Fry speaking here, and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. This time it's a daycare because we got huge toddler update for free for the Sims 4 last week, I suppose. And I'm currently sick, so I'm already saying sorry that my voice isn't the best today, but I've spent the last 2 days in bed. I didn't do anything and I'm really getting bored right now. So I thought, why not do the recording for this video, for this build for you guys. And yeah, I hope that you can still understand me with my German pronounced gibberish English, whatever. And yeah, let's talk a little bit about the build. So with the toddlers, if you have toddlers in your family, they will go to the daycare if you're going to work and if they are like alone at home. And I thought, why not build a daycare so you can join your toddlers and in the game and maybe do something that a lot of people do if they have little children, and that is to drop them off at their daycare. And then I thought maybe you can, look at your toddler the whole day and see what he or she is doing. So for this daycare, I thought it would be really cool to make it like a really small build. Since I'm sick, I don't have like so much time to concentrate. It's getting really hard for me. And I thought with all the new stuff for the toddlers, I thought it would be really cool to maybe build a little daycare or nursery. I'm still like confused about how you would call it in English, because in German we say Kindergarten, and kindergarten is the same word in English, I suppose, because that's what it says, and daycare and nursery is as well. So maybe you can write in the comments and tell the dumb German girl again, how is it called? But yeah, I wanted to do it for little toddlers, but also for the young children. So there will be toys for toddlers, but also only objects that the older children, not the teens, but the children can use. And I used lots of the new toddler update objects, and I used a lot of these kids' room stuff, toys and decorations. And I remembered about how my daycare looked like when I was smaller, and of course I've dropped off my niece and other members of the family at their daycares, because it's like something super common here in Germany that you go to a daycare. I don't know how it is in your country, it would be interesting as well, but it's very common that you go to a daycare here. Even if your mom, for example, is a stay-at-home mom, it's pretty common to still give them to daycare, since it's really good for the children to get social skills, to learn how to interact with other children, all that stuff. It's actually pretty good for children. I know that there's some that say that it's horrible to give them away for the day, but I personally have done a couple of daycare jobs, I would say, when I was a student, and I always knew when other children went to a daycare because they were so much smarter. They were physically really smarter than the other kids, socially especially, and we already knew from the first day who was a daycare kid and who was a stay-at-home kid. So yeah, that's something I personally have to say is something really good if you can afford to give your children to a daycare, because they especially learn these kind of stuff that only they can learn in daycare with lots and lots of other children. Also really nice for a preparation for school, I think. But yeah, that's just my opinion. I'm not a mom, so it would be interesting if you are a mom what you think about it. Is it cool to give your children to a daycare, or is it not? So yeah, that would be really cool. So let's talk a little bit about the build here. Yeah, like I said, I thought about how my daycare was, and I can remember that we had this huge hallway when you came in, and there were lots and lots of little boxes or little closets, I would say, for every children one. And there you had to put in your shoes and, your jacket and all that stuff. And usually we had these indoor shoes for our daycare. So your mom, all the moms and all the dads, were dropping off the kids there. Then we took off our shoes and jackets, get started, maybe we could fetch a toy or something from home. And then we had different rooms actually. So there was one room for eating only, and maybe doing some crafting or some sorts. And then we had a playroom, for example, and of course a bathroom and all that stuff. And yeah, I wanted to do this sectioning here too. So if you come in, since it's like a very square shaped builds, I thought it would be really cool to maybe divide it into some sort of sections. So there's like a little lounge area where I built the little puppet theater from the kids room stuff. So this is really cool if you have toddlers, the older kids, like the normal kid size I would call it now, they can do like a little performance there. So there's like a little tent, sort of tent looking, stage looking curtain, I don't know, construct that I did there, and I thought it would be really, really cute. So it's like a little lounge area. There are some like of these really cute armchairs for children, also some poofs, and I can sit there, and I thought that would be like a really nice lounge area, for example. And then there's the cloud room. So I basically used lots and lots of different ceiling lamps here to differentiate between those sections a little bit. So there's the cloud room where I used lots of these cloud ceiling lamps, and there's like a little playing table, and maybe they can do some crafting there or whatever. And in my daycare it was like really common that if you looked up to the ceiling there were like lots and lots of, I don't know, like little lanterns and pictures and all that stuff. They all hanged from the ceiling, and that was like all stuff that we created during our day at the daycare. So I can remember that, and I wanted to recreate that here. So the lounge area has more of this beachy vibe, I would say. I used a little sailing wallpaper with the little sailing boats on there. It's more tropical. It has the tropical paper lamps from the ceiling, and yeah, it looks a little bit more I would say, yeah, funny looking, or like fun looking, and the other one is a little bit more calmer with the clouds and the ombre wallpaper. So there are also clouds on the windows and all that stuff. So that's the cloud room, I guess. And if you come in, there's like a closet, of course, some ottomans where your Sims can sit and put your shoes off and all that stuff. So basically what I did while I was on daycare. And then I also created a little room for sleeping. There are 3 toddler beds, so they can do their how's it called, their noon siesta time, I don't know, but we always had to sleep at our daycare, and I always hated that as a kid. I always wanted to play and do stuff, and we were all like lying there on our little beds and like, when can we play again, when can we play again? So yeah, I can remember that. It was like awful. I still hate it when I think back, but yeah, that was something that we did. So there's a little room to put them to sleep, of course, and then there's also a little bathroom and a separate room for the caretakers, I thought. So there's a little kitchen, a bed where they can sleep, because I basically had to do this as a residential lot. And yeah, so your Sims can eat something if they go there. They are adult Sims, and yeah, like tend to their basic needs. But I also use, of course, lots of these high chairs for the toddlers to feed them, and some potties, so they can, you know, they are like looked after here as well. And like bigger kids, the more adult kids, they can go to the normal bathroom. So this is really functioning. I tested this whole lot. It looks really, really cute. And outside there is like a little deck all around it, so your Sims can walk there. And I even put like a graffiti on the floor for your caretakers to paint there. It's like a bummer that kids can't use it and can't paint like a graffiti on the floor, which I think it's like maybe they did that with some chalk or something, because that's what we did, like drawing with chalk on the sidewalk of the street or something. And in the back there is, of course, a large playground, because my daycare on Germany is like very common that you have a playground in the garden or like in the yard somewhere. And so when the sun is shining and you have like nice weather, you can play in the playground. And I put like the little pirate boat. Is it a pirate boat? But yeah, there's a playground pirate boat and the monkey bars. I also put some toys there, of course, and they will really play there. It looks really, really cute. And I thought, yeah, this is perfect. So this is basically how I imagined daycare in The Sims 4 would look like. I've tested it, of course, and at the end in the screenshot you will also see what I mean about the puppet show, for example, and how they will interact with all these objects in there. Of course, there are lots of toys. Lots of cool little knickknacks that you can explore here again, because it's very detailed. You know my builds. Oh, there's a police car driving around. But yeah, that's it. So like always, it's very cluttered. Yeah, you know me, I'm the crazy clutter lady of YouTube again. But yeah, it looks really, really cute. There's lots and lots of things to explore. I would suggest to download it and maybe set it to a park if you don't want to move in there, or set it to something else if you wanted to have like a community lot, but then you can't really change if there are like only children there, for example. So I personally tested this as a residential lot, of course. Is there something else? No, that's actually everything. I hope that you like it. I know that lots of you guys have already built daycares or playrooms and all that kinds of stuff, but yeah, here's my little version. I hope that you will like it, of course. The download link is in the video description as always, guys, and yeah, that's it. So I want to thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the screenshots, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.